can you do when something like this happens? Realistically, the answer is likely to be nothing. Moments like this are so violently abrupt that statistically, if you survive the initial stages, you will be too stunned, injured, or in shock to even realize what's happening. The clock is ticking. Precious, precious seconds have gone by before you even begin to come out of the initial physical shock enough for your brain to register that you are in serious trouble. The Washington National Guard 741st Explosive Ordnance Disposal Battalion is participating in the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives 7th Annual Ravens Challenge. Agent Phil Whitley is an officer observer with the ATF, and he is here to evaluate the interaction between the participating agencies and show them how the tools each brings to the table can complement and strengthen each organization in a crisis response situation.
The goal, though, is to bring our state and local partners, law enforcement partners, together with our military partners, both active duty and reserve. Allow them to interact with each other, see the differences and the commonalities they have in the way they do their mission. These are all bomb technicians coming from different backgrounds. Let them see what they have in common, what they do things differently, hopefully learn from that. Our military partners come in here with experience from Afghanistan, Iraq, working very complex IEDs in a very fast operational tempo. Our law enforcement partners come into the scenario with a more deliberate methodology. They're working crime scenes where security on scene and time are not much of a factor, but they're very deliberate in the way they do things, and evidence preservation is a big factor for them. When a real incident happens, the last thing you want to do is go on scene and not know who you're working for or who you're working with. This gives them a chance to meet firsthand, face-to-face, interact in a training environment, interact socially. So they create these bonds. So when the real incident happens, they can roll in, it's a known entity, and they can work well together. In any training environment, whether it's strictly military or strictly law enforcement, public safety, you can get into a vacuum. You get into a very static situation where you train on the same things over and over again without those new influx of ideas and new influx of methodologies. You get very static in your training environment. This helps to broaden your view of how other people do it.
When it comes down to the line, and you are in no position to help yourself or others, that's where the 741st Explosive Ordnance Disposal Battalion steps in and lends credence to the unspoken military credo, rest easy, we've got this. From Elma, Washington, I'm Sergeant Peter Christian, Washington National Guard.